vagina is a shell, a round pink tender shell, opening, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle but sturdy. I did not always know this. I learned this at the Vagina Workshop. I learned this from a woman who runs the Vagina Workshop, a woman who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas, who helps other women see their own vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. At the first session of the workshop, we were asked to draw a picture of our unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina. Well, that's what she called it anyway. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina looked like to us. One woman, who was pregnant, drew a big red mouth, screaming with coins spilling out. Another very skinny woman drew a big serving plate with a kind of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a huge black dot with little squiggly lines around it. The black dot was equal to a black hole in space, and the little squiggly lines were meant to be people or things, or just your basic atoms that got lost there. I've always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, randomly sucking up particles from the surrounding environment. I did not think of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, see it as something attached to me. In the workshop, we were asked to look at our vagina with hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, verbally report to the group what we saw. Now, I must admit, up until this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay or invention. I had never really seen the thing, and it never really occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane. It seemed so productive and awkward, looking at it like we were in the workshop with our shiny blue mats and our hand mirrors. It reminded me of how the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. I found it quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like the first time you see a fish cut open and you discover this whole bloody complex world inside, right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. But the thing that surprised me the most was all the layers. Layers inside layers, opening into more layers. My vagina amazed me. I couldn't speak when it came my turn in the workshop. I was speechless. I had awakened to what the woman who ran the workshop called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lay there on my mat with my legs spread, examining my vagina forever. It was better than the Grand Canyon. Ancient and full of grace, with the innocence and the freshness of a proper English garden. It was funny. Very funny. It made me laugh. Hide and seek, open and close. Then the woman who ran the workshop asked how many of us women had had orgasms. 2 women tentatively raised their hands. I did not raise my hand, although I had had orgasms. I did not raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me. They would happen in my dreams, and I would awake in splendor. They happened a lot in water, mostly in the back, once in Cape Cod. They happened on horses, on bicycles, and sometimes the treadmill at the gym. I did not raise my hand, although I had had orgasms, because I didn't know how to make one happen. I thought it was a mystical and magical thing, and I didn't want to interfere. It felt wrong getting involved, contrived, manipulative. It felt Hollywood. The surprise would be gone, and the mystery. But the problem, of course, was that the surprise had been gone for 2 years, and I was frantic. That's why I was in the Vagina Workshop. And then the moment came that I both dreaded and longed for. The woman who ran the workshop asked us to take out our hand mirrors again and to see if we could locate our clitoris. We were there, a group of us women, on our backs, on our mats, searching for our spots, our locus, our reason. And I don't know why. I started to cry. Maybe it was sheer embarrassment. Maybe it was knowing I had to give up the fantasy. The enormous life-consuming fantasy that someone or something was going to do this for me. That someone was coming to lead my life, to choose direction, to give me orgasms. I could feel the panic coming. The simultaneous terror and realization that I had avoided finding my clitoris. Rationalized it as mainstream or consumerist because I was in fact terrified I did not have a clitoris. Terrified that I was one of those constitutionally incapables, one of those frigid, dead, shut down, dry, apricot-tasting bitter. Oh my God. I lay there, reaching for my spot, searching for my fingers, and all I could think about was the time when I was 10, and I lost my gold ring with the emeralds in the lake. How I kept diving over and over again to the bottom of the lake, running my hands over stones and fish and bottle caps and slimy stuff, but never my ring. The panic I felt, I knew I'd be punished. The woman who ran the workshop saw my insane scrambling and heavy breathing. So she came over. I told her, "It's gone, I've lost my clitoris, I shouldn't have wanted swimming." The woman who ran the workshop laughed. She calmly stroked my forehead. She said, "My clitoris isn't something I could lose. It was me," she said. "The essence of me. It was both the doorbell to my house and the house itself. I didn't have to find it. I had to be it." Be it? Be my clitoris? Be my clitoris. I lay down, and I closed my eyes, and I put the mirror down. I watched myself floating above myself. I watched as I began to approach myself and re-enter. I felt like an astronaut re-entering the surface of Earth. It was quiet, this re-entry. Quiet and gentle. I bounced and landed and bounced. I came into my own muscles, my blood and cells. And then I slid into my vagina. It was suddenly easy, and I fit. I was all warm and pulsing and ready and young and alive. And then, without looking, with my eyes still closed, I put my finger on what suddenly became me. There was a little quivering at first, which urged me to stay. And the quivering broke into this quake, an eruption, the layers dividing and subdividing, which broke open into this horizon of light and silence, which opened into this plane of music and color and innocence and longing, and I felt connection, calling connection as I lay there thrashing about on my little blue mat. My vagina is a shell, a tulip, and a destiny. I am arriving as I am beginning to leave. My vagina